Jesus encourages people to study the Bible. Many people have asked for a quick Bible study which has a simple exposition and derivation of the Bible's timeline. Here it is. Remember, you can stop the video on a specific slide to study it more closely. Adam was created. In the beginning, Adam was created. That's the first event on the Bible's timeline. At 130 years, Adam had a son named Seth. At 105 years, Seth had a son named Enos. At 90 years, Enos had a son named Cainan. At 75 years, Cainan had a son named Mahalalel. At 65 years, Mahalalel had a son named Jared. At 162 years, Jared had a son named Enoch. At 65 years, Enoch had a son named Methuselah. At 187 years, Methuselah had a son named Lamech. At 182 years, Lamech had a son named Noah. 600 years after Noah was born, Noah's flood happened. 2 years after the flood, Arphaxad was born. At 35 years, Arphaxad had a son named Salah. At 30 years, Salah had a son named Eber. At 34 years, Eber had a son named Peleg. At 30 years, Peleg had a son named Reu. At 32 years, Reu had a son named Serug. At 30 years, Serug had a son named Nahor. At 29 years, Nahor had a son named Terah. When Terah was 205 years old, Abraham was 75 years old. Hence, Terah was 130 years old when Abraham was born. Some people have problems with this event, and it's because they do not include the verse Acts 7:4. Here's the list of events which we have just discussed. In summary, the first 20 events form an unbroken timeline from creation to Abraham's birth. The 19 yearly time spans between these events add up to exactly 2008 years. And then the Bible keeps going. At 100 years, Abraham had a son named Isaac. At 60 years, Isaac had a son named Jacob. When Jacob was 130 years old, he entered Egypt. After 215 years in Egypt, the Exodus happened. 436 years after the Exodus, King David started his reign. 420 years elapsed from King David up to the Babylon captivity. It's important to note that the 420 years of non-compliance happened because the Hebrew people owed God 70 years of rest. After 70 years, Cyrus's decree ended the Babylon captivity. 79 years after Cyrus's decree, Artaxerxes issued a decree which started the 490-year Daniel prophecy. After 490 years, the Daniel prophecy ended. Here's a list of all the events we've discussed. There's a 2008-year period from creation to Abraham, and there's a 2,000-year period from Abraham to the first century. As this brief study has shown, the Bible provides a real historical chronology from creation to the first century. The yearly time spans in this chronology add up to 4,008 years. Because this is not an exhaustive study, we will jump to the end. The Bible reveals three 2,000-year segments, which comprise the 6,000 years of probation. This result can be easily seen by extending the obvious 2,000-year pattern in what we've just studied. Note, such a manipulation is not required. The Bible provides all the data needed to complete the pattern. What the Bible has revealed is amazing, yet we have studied only a small part of the Bible's timeline. Much more can be uncovered. For the full details regarding the biblical support of the 2,000-year pattern, read the book, Rest Unto the Land. For the knowledge of God's glory, we are indebted eternally to our Savior, Jesus.